are doing a presentation of functional.
Start over. We can cut this part out, but it just started. So go ahead and start now.
Doing a presentation on functional communication training. My name is Kristen Solomon.
My name is Kimberly Janice.
I'm Melanie Lewis.
I am Jack Oliver.
And then we have Mina.
Okay, wait, we may need to redo that one, guys. Could you hear Jessica?
No,
Yeah.
I can hear, yeah.
I heard something cut out for a split second.
Yeah, let's try and redo that again just from present.
Okay, and yeah.
All right.
So we're starting over?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start from here.
Hold on, guys. I need a second here. My charger is not working. Give me
So even though it's live, we can cut out the first part?
Once it's a YouTube video, we can edit it to take out the beginning like 30 seconds or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, is everybody ready?
I think we're waiting on Kristen.
I think Kristen's
having technical difficulties.
Sorry, guys. My charger's not working. Anything else?
I think you could just have the present screen up.
yeah. And then, so Mina, after you say your name, you're just gonna like click to the next slide, right? And then Jack will start.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are we all good? Or Kristen, you still hooking up?
I'm good. So we're starting over?
Yeah. But Kristen, your video is no longer showing.
Oh no. There we go. Better?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're there.
All right. But I want to click on this one, right? Yeah. That one. All right. There we go. We're good.
Kristen, you're doing the name of the thing, and then you're.
Just start present. Yeah, present it.
Right
Mina.
now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, ready?
Yep. Go.
Functional communication presentation. My name is Kristen Solomon.
My name is Kimberly Janice.
I'm Melanie Lewis.
I'm Jack Oliver.
I'm Jessica Rodriguez.
And I'm Mina Vidati.
Next. The scenario that we were given was the ELSA preschool, where there was 200 students, 50 of them were regular education, 150 were special education between the ages of 3 and 5. 50 of the students were in speech therapy. 25 of those students were nonverbal. 5 of them used some type of other communication PEC board. The remaining 20 other nonverbal students used occasional grunting and pointing to communicate, but had no other functional means. The classroom sizes were from 8 to 12 students, and there was 20 classrooms in the total preschool. Each classroom had 1 teacher, 2 assistants, and then there was 2 full-time speech therapists, 1 occupational therapist, and 1 physical therapist at the school. On top of that, there was between 4 and 6 volunteers at the preschool daily, and the remaining staff were the principal and the BCBA. The main problem behavior throughout the entire school was tantrums and fighting over toys. Next slide.
So for this problem, we are using functional communication training. So what is it? Functional communication training is a behavior analytic intervention that utilizes differential reinforcement through teaching communication skills to gain access to the reinforcement. It teaches appropriate attention seeking to replace challenging behaviors, in this case, tantrums. Next. A little bit of research background. Functional communication training is implemented after an FBA has been conducted to identify the function of an interfering behavior. The functions can be escape, attention, access to reinforcement or tangibles, and sensory automatic reinforcement. Functional communication training includes teaching replacement communication behaviors, reinforcing those replacement behaviors, and ignoring or correcting inappropriate behaviors of communication. Next.
Melanie?
For this implementation, the materials needed are a pen or a pencil, data collection sheets, data collection software or application if needed, preferred toys, poster of the school rules, communication tools, and materials specific to the tiers. For Tier 1, clicker, SWPBS, Google Doc, items to win, sticker chart. For Tier 2, functional communication games, and for Tier 3, a timer. Next.
So the functional communication training steps are as follows. For step 1, we have to establish a team. That includes the client, teachers, and caregivers. Step 2, identifying the challenging behavior. 3, collecting baseline data. This data is the data we collect before implementing the intervention. Step 4, developing a hypothesis statement. 5, testing the hypothesis. 6, developing interventions. 7, monitoring intervention effectiveness. Next.
An example of a training outline for functional communication can be introduced at 3 different tier levels based on students' needs and progress. Tier 1 in this example will focus on the school-wide rule of using nice words. Staff will look for natural and contrived opportunities to facilitate functional communication, such as the example, picture exchange device, and phrase on the slide of "I need help." Tier 2 will become more focused for students who may not be progressing as well within the area of functional communication. Staff who determine a student is struggling can refer the student for an assessment to be conducted by a speech pathology team. If the SLP determines the student is in need of more intervention, they can be recommended for a communication social skills group. While in social skills group, the staff will focus on using more specific functional communication training while playing with peers, such as the My Turn picture exchange device and phrase on the slide. Tier 3 is for students who are not demonstrating adequate progress or who have challenging and unsafe behavior due to limited communication skills. These students will receive intensive functional communication training and will have a formalized plan written by a BCBA. The BCBA can then conduct an FBA for identified students to focus on specific reinforcing play items for the student, such as the fire truck picture exchange device example and phrase on the slide. Next.
So how it can be used to address needs you identified in the scenario. So our main focus of the given scenario addressed in the beginning of this presentation is that the problem behaviors such as fights and tantrums occur during playtime in every classroom when a student grabs a toy from another student without asking for it. Functional communication training will teach these students to ask for a toy appropriately, such as asking, "Can I have the toy when you finish?" An example of this is showed during our video.
It's a turn taking. It is. You can paint some more. Is your turn over? Is it Bradley's turn? All right, what do you need? It's
So during this video, we saw that the students were appropriately communicating to each other with the help of the teacher to take turns during play. This would be what our final product would look like after effective functional communication training. Next slide, please.
Skip. Or yeah, I'm going to mess it up, but like we're gonna skip it because we went over all of it already. Sorry
Okay.
to like ruin the edit. I said in chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that
Okay.
Let's get going.
okay?
So for our final tips and conclusion, communication is a fundamental need for all individuals. In school settings, this is critical to have strong communication skills and increase learning social opportunities to also increase the independence of the student. So some key facts will be training the staff. Training will occur over the summer before the new school year, and its ongoing training will occur. The startup cost for this intervention will be minimal. The utilization of functional communication training has been widely researched to find functional equivalent communication responses as a replacement behavior. Another strong point about our intervention that we have chosen will depend on the immediate positive specific praise that the learner will receive when appropriately using language that is taught to them by the staff. Another final thought is that all the data for the tiers will be utilizing frequency-based data collection. Teachers will be provided the tools that they need to be successful in the implementation of the functional communication training intervention. This school-wide positive behavior intervention will encourage students to use verbal behavior or alternative communication through natural environment teachings and contrived situations. We hope you've enjoyed this presentation and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.